Another day, another video. We are off to Players. It's wet, it's miserable. Loz has got the Mark II K20 Turbo in the back of the trailer. He's got some track time, so he's going to be going very sideways. I've dug the Fiesta out, give it a quick once over with a sponge. Nothing special, just pop some fuel in it. So yeah, let's hit the road. You guys can come along for the ride. What a racing rig. I forgot how luxurious this car is. It's just so comfortable. Also forgot how good the choo-choo noises are. To get in. That journey through the country lanes shook the piss out of me, but yeah, the old girl made it no problem. Don't know where Lawrence has gone to, he's busted on a pen. Yeah, pull in, park up, and then I think Lawrence is about 20 minutes late for signing on for track, so hopefully we can get him set up, get some cameras in his car, and then we can mooch around the show. Made it, parked up. I'm gonna go find Lawrence and then we can take a look around. I didn't get very far, however, because I got sidetracked by looking at some awesome cars, including Mark's crazy Nardo Grey Granada with wicked split rims, a full standard big plush interior, and you never guess what's under the bonnet. This is exactly the engine that this car needs.
Oh, 100%.
Suits it so well. Big 6-cylinder turbo. Still with the full interior.
Yeah, there's no way I'm changing that interior. It's got to be standard.
With the cars filling in all the spaces, you can fast see the variety of this show. Genuinely believe this is one of the best car shows of the year. It has everything from big fat wide boy Porsches to rappy RX-7s on twin carb IDFs. Speaking of IDFs, this Mark II caught my eye. You just got it on the road?
Literally, it's all over the shop, like nothing's
tracking,
tracked,
yeah.
it's not tuned,
but it's working and it's on the road and you got it.
I've booked a player's ticket for about 3 years in a row and never turned up.
The interior is mental, is that original?
Yeah, yeah.
That is wicked interior.
Is that the cars? I live in Farnham.
Oh yeah? Oh, yeah, that's why I used to work with Camberley's. So.
Yeah, it's from Farnborough.
Okay.
Someone pulled it out. Do you know Craig Hawkins?
Yeah, the orange one.
Yeah, I got it off him.
Oh, wicked. Yeah, this is cool. I like it on the Schmitz.
Yeah.
14s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Lovely Simpson manifold as always. Push the boundaries. Mark I Derby. I've been following it on Instagram and it is a wicked build. Absolutely right up my street. Rear wheel drive, got bike engine in the front. I believe it's a V4 off of a Fireblade from what I understand, on throttle bodies. I think it's using the original bike gearbox. It's got a prop shaft down the middle, big fat Atlas hanging out the back. Wide Weller steels and big arches. Loads of Berg Cup inspiration. I believe he's literally just got this up and running and managed to get it to players, so again, fair play. Next vehicle that caught my eye was this crazy Commer van. I need this thing to tow my race car, look at that, that's wicked. I got chatting to the owner and fast realised that I actually knew him from old school days back on the XR2 forums. Tom, who built a wicked little Fiesta back in the day on big alley cats, he's mad on larders, and this is his camper van that he's built. He said he's actually bought a 4-cylinder BMW diesel running gear from Ben Zanto. He has channeled the chassis, put it on air ride, put a crazy Jag bench seat in the front and decked out all the inside. When he's got the diesel lump in it and he's wound it up a bit and it's chuffing out big black smoke and go out for a spin in it because it looks absolutely hilarious. I eventually tracked down Lawrence and he was hiding in the paddock area with all the other race cars who were doing track time for the day. Lawrence is just getting ready to go out on track. There's some serious cars here, Loz. Are you ready for this?
That's the angle of the angle there.
All the cameras set up, the car fueled up, checked the tyre pressures, he was heading out on track in true Lawrence style. Foot to the floor, limiter bashing all the way. I'm going to say 3 laps and he gets black flagged. I think they liked Lawrence's driving style. So they had a few words with him. He was mostly down to the noise that he was making. Obviously he's still got the external wastegate, so I think later on we're going to have to try and reroute that into the downpipe. But yeah, it was predominantly noise issues with Lawrence, not so much his driving style. I think the crowd was enjoying his spirited driving. I spied James out on track in his crazy little XR2. I've been meaning to see this car in the flesh for a long time. This is James's XR2 race car, it's wicked. It's got a Mark 7 Fiesta power steering column in it. I just sat in it, it's literally like a touring car. Seat's been knocked through the floor, so it's even lower. You got your floor mounted pedal box, and this is running an EcoBoost. This is EcoBoost.
EcoBoom.
EcoBoom.
Well, the intercooler's in the EcoBoom.
Oh yeah, he's blown up the intercooler already, which is...
Intercooler boom. Just give it a push down, just make sure the pins out.
There you go. Yeah, boy.
Pop the hood.
So yeah, the intercooler danger to intake this morning. So he's had to run it on low boost and tape it up for the rest of the day.
Look at the welds on the intake.
Yeah, man. It's got the little baby Garrett turbo. What size did you say that is?
GBC 350.
The big Genvi inlet. Ooh. Oh yeah, it did.
Lob it in. Beat it out, lob it in.
I like you got all of the EGT valves, temp sensors and
the back pressure as well. What pressure is that intercooler seeing in the burst valve? I think it's because I haven't got a dump valve.
Yeah, but it makes good noises.
It does make good noises, but it must fire a load of pressure back as the turbo's hitting it.
Just need a bigger turbo.
Just run more boost and not take the foot off the throttle.
Yeah. Oh, it's wicked. Yeah, it's all got tube front end, eccentric top mounts, proper race car stuff this. Yeah, that's wicked. It's a bit of Tom Barkley, this one. XRT, big sticky tyres. Do love colour coded wheels on a car, proper kind of 90s Euro look. The heat shielding on that manifold and downpipe. All the toys. This Mini was a pretty special beast. I had a good long look around this thing. Assume it's 3D printed like air snout that fits up to the inside curvature of the bonnet, and the intercooler that's tied into the throttle body with the inlet on it. It just absolutely blew my mind. It looked like something that I'd kind of over-engineer and design. It was wicked. On the little 10-inch wheels as well, just the way I like them. I think we saw this at Silverstone. Just the, proper full Kevlar radiator in the boot. Belgium, Nova Saloon. One day it'll be me and Barton out there in the jelly slider. Ha! Fat chance. In fact, Jay, let Loz have a go at tearing it out there on the Mark II. He'd definitely put on a good show for everyone. You know, I was saying about the variety of this show, there's so many cars there that I didn't actually know what the hell they were. Like this thing, some crazy little, I don't know, TR7 looking wedge Saab with crazy wheels.
Bit of Zach, big brakes on it. Dog cage in the back. Dog cage in the back.
Looks like Nando's is missing a chicken.
Is this road legal? Yeah. Yeah, we're good. We all need these. Yeah, but another 3 or 4 of them.
My first car was a Fiat Panda and I was absolutely in love with this thing. Mine didn't look anywhere near as cool as this.
That's a bit of me.
I do have a real soft spot for MX-5s. Maybe one day I'll get one and then weld the floor pan in the Fiesta. It's just cool, kind of like a Group 5 inspired Japanese build. And then obviously another, what I assume is a Z-Cars conversion, K20 in the back of a Mini. I think this did actually win car of the show, but one of the cars of the show for me is this Starlet. Big arches, like Stiggy's. The wicked engine placement, the paint on it was immaculate. And big fat wide revos with big boy sticky slicks. Loved it. Couldn't get my head around these crazy big BBS style split rims, which literally look like they've been wrapped with insulation tape for tyres. And I think this won some award at the show. Obviously inspired by the old DTM days. Stance on it was on point. The Goodwood racetrack as a venue is pucker backdrop for all of these cool cars. When was the last time you saw a standard looking Renault 5 GT Turbo? Love a Millington. No idea what that is, but cool as hell. Crazy little turbo thing, no idea. Wicked little truck. Oh look, another Renault 5 Turbo. This Anglia, absolutely stunning. And thanks to the owner for letting my little boy sit in it and have a little play around. We saw this at Classic Ford Show, smooth rocker cover, blew me away in the big tubular manifold like a bunch of bananas and gave me loads of ideas of what to do on mine. Then we get to Andy's absolutely bog standard Escort. For those who don't follow him on Instagram, I highly recommend you do, because this thing is absolute eye candy. I reckon 99% of this has been 3D printed. It's over 500 horsepower of Cosworth YB power, all the carbon goodies, including a custom intake that he's 3D printed. It's got wicked big fat BBS split rims with centre locks on it, Quaife sequential gearbox on an air shift, and a big old donkey upward swept side pipe to blow up people's skirts. There's a million and one things to look at on the inside of this car, including his crazy 3D printed steering wheel with all the buttons on. This is like the pinnacle of building a car for yourself to your own style, and it all coming together and working so well. It's definitely not subtle, it definitely stands out, and now it's all up and running and on the road, I'm definitely going to be getting in it with some GoPros strapped to my forehead. It's an absolute work of art. Right, what a wicked show. As always, Players never lets us down. That was amazing. Such a variety of cars. Weather was a bit iffy, but we made the most of it. Lawrence got a bit of track time. I think he got out 4 times in total, which isn't bad. It's not cheap to do the track time here, so you want to try and get here early to make sure you make the most of it. It was quite busy out on track. Gonna hit the roads, and saying about, it's 2 hours to get home basically, so I'll be cracking on the ear defenders and listening to the drone of the side exit all the way up the motorway. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash that like button, hit subscribe for more sweet race car content. As I always say, that's pretty much it for this video, so until next time, I'll catch up with you guys later. Take it easy.